Hey, this is Pastor Dave coming to you with your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend. Once upon a time, Paul Newman was coming to town. And Paul Newman was big. And there was a woman in town who really loved Paul Newman and wanted to go see Paul Newman, but she wasn't going to be one of those groupie kinds of people fawning over him. And so she found out where he was going to be. And one of the places he was going to be was the local ice cream parlor. So she thought, you know what, I can go get an ice cream cone and I'll just blend in the background and nobody will know, but I'll be there where Paul Newman is. So she got there, and of course there was a long line and there were lots of people, and he was answering questions and sitting at a table, and she thought, well, I'll just get in line. So she got in the long line and waited for her ice cream cone. Got her ice cream cone, paid for it, got the change, walked away, and as she was walking away, she was kind of looking over her shoulder, and she realized, I didn't get any ice cream. So she went back, she shoved her way back to the counter. She said, young man, I stood in this long line and waited for my ice cream cone, and I paid for it, and you gave me the change, and I have no ice cream cone. Where is my ice cream cone? And he was, I'm so sorry, ma'am. And all of a sudden she hears this voice, lady. She thinks, is he talking to me? She turns around, she looks, and Paul Newman is looking right at her. And he says, lady. And she says, what? He says, the ice cream's in your purse. Funny story, right? But it reminds me of the culture we live in today. Rather than thinking, okay, what happened here? What went on? What did I do with the ice cream? Automatically, we assume that somebody has done something wrong. Something is amiss. Something that somebody has done is definitely not right, and it's their fault, it's their problem, and we think of them in that way. And you know, Paul says in Philippians chapter 4, listen, how about a life like this? Think on these things, whatever is true, whatever is righteous, whatever is noble, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. Think on those things. What if you and I decided that we were going to live life that way? That we were going to, when we're thinking about somebody, that maybe somebody has said about something negative about them, that we think, no, you know what, I'm going to think whatever is true and noble and righteous and lovely and admirable, that's what I'm going to think about. I'm going to, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, that's probably right about it, I'm going to think, I hope that's not right. I'm going to think differently. I'm going to hope and believe in that which is true and noble and righteous and lovely and admirable. That's what I'm going to think on. What kind of a life would we have? I think it would be a better life. Instead of every time we hear something about someone or something, jumping to the conclusion that it's wrong, messed up. How about we think differently? Because when we think differently, we will behave differently. And when we behave differently, we will live differently. And it'll be a good life. Anyway, that's my mojo for this week. Hope you have a great one.